Spanish used St. Augustine as the last stop-off point for their treasure fleets that would come from Spain, sail the coast of Africa, cross the Atlantic Ocean, sail the coast of South America. Spanish owned most of the mines that were in South America. You're talking gold, silver, rubies, emeralds, gems of all kinds. Ships would come here and anchor here. The responsibility of St. Augustine was to make sure that there was enough provisions to stock those ships for that long trip back across the Atlantic Ocean. So you have ships sitting out here that are loaded with silver, and some of them would come here and leave it here and go back for more. You got gold and silver sitting in St. Augustine. What else are you going to have? Pirates. Most of the pirate treasure that we would be looking for doesn't truly exist. Most pirates, they spent their money. You have some stories of Caesar burying his silver caches. To this day, nothing found. You have stories of Captain William Kidd burying his huge treasure, never found. The only real treasure that we can talk about is shipwrecks. Most of them were pirate ships. Most of them were treasure ships. There are shipwrecks all up and down the East Coast, especially around Florida. The sailing of the 1715 fleet was 12 ships, 11 went down. You also have the Etosha, the Santa Margarita. Treasure hunters, they're really looking for the ships that are documented, that they know sank, because all the governments have a very good track of their ships. They know that they've lost ships. They know what the cargoes were on those ships because of manifest. It requires a lot of research, though, because they don't necessarily know where those ships went down. If they did, they'd be easier to find. Directly off the pier of the beach of St. Augustine, they found a ship, and they found a few things on it. But the year they found it, a huge northeaster was coming up the shore to kind of wash things out. When they went back out to it after the storm, it had moved. They had lost it. They found it about 2.5 miles further north up the beach, and it just shifted. And they were able to still find more things from it. So with storms over 100, 200, 300-year period, your shipwreck may have gone down here, but could be miles and miles away.
The way treasure hunting has evolved has been a gradual move to higher technology and deeper water. Divers were going out and visibly looking for things that they could see on the bottom, ballast or anchors or cannons or anything like that they could find that could tell them that there was a wreck there. Now those wrecks have, there's still wrecks that haven't been found, but a lot of the wrecks in shallow water have been picked over. Now the deeper water wrecks are sort of the new area where people are pursuing, looking for these wrecks, but that involves a considerable amount of expense. And so there's not very many people that can do it, but the ones that have been able to do it have found some pretty large wrecks. Boaters now have access to this compressed high-intensity radiated pulse or chirp technology, which is very affordable, and it gives you a very high-resolution look at the bottom of the ocean. And it can be used in fairly deep water, but it gives you a very, very good picture of what's underwater. So that, I think, helps for people to kind of understand what their boat's over and get a better picture of that. So that's one technology that's sort of hit mainstream now that's, I think, changed the way we kind of look at the underwater world. Diving technology has evolved a bit. We're seeing more and more of the rebreather technology come onto the mainstream use, and technical rebreather systems allow divers to go much deeper and stay longer. So again, it allows them to explore deeper wrecks that may be 200, 300, 400 feet deep, where they can spend more time and really look at what's there and document that, or find out more about those wrecks. So those are technologies that have been around, but they're evolving to the point where they're much safer, they're more affordable, even though they're still expensive, but they're more affordable than they used to be, and they're allowing more divers to look for wrecks and explore them in more detail than they used to be able to do. The ROV world has transformed exploration in a lot of ways. It's opened up the ability to explore deeper parts of the ocean, and it's also enabled us to be able to explore areas with a lot less risk because we're not putting a human at great depths. And so while it is a very expensive technology, it's a lot cheaper than putting manned submersibles underwater. So I think the open ROV movement and the do-it-yourself, the DIY movement, the maker movement, that helps a lot to solve problems on how to build complicated technical equipment that's lower cost and more accessible to people. And that's going to really open up the doors. Open ROV has been a great example and a platform to push all this forward. Citizen science and the open source communities are really contributing to a democratization of exploration. So as people are able to get more access to this technology and work in crowdsourced ways to solve problems and come up with novel ways to figure out issues around exploration, open source and citizen science can both contribute to expanding knowledge on how to tackle some of these issues and make it both more accessible to everyone, and by doing that also increasing our ability to sort of spread the knowledge to a wider group of people. So it's really putting this technology in the hands of people that have probably seen it on TV or they've kind of heard about it, but they've never been able to get their hands on it. And now they can get their hands on it and really use it for kind of whatever purpose they can come up with. And so I think it's, number one, exposing people to a technology that they hadn't been exposed to before. And second, it's putting it in their hands where they can use it.
There are still stories of silver buried around the Miami area. Caches of silver. None of it's ever been found. If it's there, somebody may find it.